Hey Doc, I want to talk about being in flow. So, if you don't know what that means, I'll give you my interpretation of it. It's when you are in your flow state, and that's a terrible explanation, but usually used when people are talking about creativity and things that are more right brain. When you are an artist and you're like in flow and you're just creating and everything is like flowing out of you. And it could be in medicine as well, right? Like you're in surgery, you're just in flow, you know exactly what you need. You could be in flow with somebody else. You and your scrub tech are in flow, in sync. They know exactly what you need, handing you the surgery is going well. Any issues that come up, you got it. Like you can be in flow in any arena. It doesn't necessarily have to be with creativity. And I felt very much in flow today. Today is the day of my webinar, one of them, finding the right fit or pay essentials for physician moms. And even though my morning started off kind of rough, my children woke up at 5 a.m. and I was like, you have to be effing kidding me. Even with all of that, I felt as I started getting ready for the webinar, like I was in flow. I started getting all of these ideas for content, for, how I would talk during the webinar, the things that I was doing. It just got my creative juices going. And I am generally a creative person, but it's one of those things where sometimes I get these fits of creativity and life gets in the way so that I can't stop and record or I can't stop and, create a post or whatever it is that I am so moved to do. And it sometimes gets lost in the chaos that is my brain. It takes a backseat to many other things. And it makes me kind of sad, especially because so much of what I do now is content creation. This podcast, social media, for my business, for my education platform. So when I lose that, it makes me kind of sad. But this morning, I was like, yes, I was feeling the juices going, everything was going well. And I just knew that I didn't want to lose this, and I was able to come and like write down the things that I wanted to do, the posts that I wanted to make, the videos I wanted to record, and I could do it all because I had childcare. Yes, this is a podcast about childcare. It is expressing another reason to get help. So I lied. It's not really about childcare. It's about getting help. It's about having the space and the time and the mental capacity to not interrupt your flow, to even be able to begin your flow. Like when you feel the creativity or whatever it is take over you, you need to be able to stop what you're doing and create and let it flow. But if you are so overwhelmed because your kids are screaming, the dishes are a mile high, the laundry still hasn't been done, who has time for flow? Nobody. And it's sad when it happens to me, and I'm sure it's sad when it happens to you. And you may be so bogged down that you don't even know what I'm talking about. Because it's just like, flow, what flow? I'm sure if you think about it though, there's a moment in your life at some point, maybe before you had kids, where you felt like you were in flow. You were doing exactly what you were meant to be doing. You were doing it well, excelling. I cannot believe that you've gotten to this stage in your life and never felt that feeling. I can't believe that you haven't felt it recently if you are completely unsupported, if you have no childcare, if you haven't outsourced, you are still doing 99% of the household tasks, the childcare tasks. I can believe that you have not felt flow in a long time. So, no, this is really not about childcare. It is about what I always talk about, giving you the rest, the time, and the energy to do whatever it is you want to do and to bring out all of that goodness inside of you because it is there. The flow is waiting. The creativity is waiting to come out of you, but you don't have the time for it. You have nothing left to give, and getting help is how you will get it back. Okay. So because I was in flow, I wanted to come and record this very quick podcast to share my thoughts about how I was feeling today. I feel good. The webinar went really well. It was a great discussion. I launched my Facebook group today. I don't know when this episode is coming out. So Facebook group would be open for, I don't know, some weeks by the time it comes out. So if you have not joined, go ahead and join on Facebook, Stethoscopes and Strollers, Physicians Lounge. Yeah, so it's named after the podcast. And I'm really excited about that. Just a community to share everything that we're going through, to get advice, and as always, to feel a little more seen and a lot less alone. Right? So I wish you so much flow in whatever it is you are passionate about. Don't forget to share this podcast with another physician mom who can use this message. Follow the podcast. Leave a 5-star review if you're on Apple Podcasts, and a 5-star rating on every other platform. And I will see you on the next episode of Stethoscopes and Strollers.